So the next thing we have to talk about is called object properties. So let me just write that out. Object properties. Fine, you will like read one, we know how to like write properties in objects. So, but I just want to show you some cool things, with that you can do with objects. So let's say I have a const name and let's do Fashola Tunde. So Raji Fashola. So Tunde Fashola. So we do this and we do const object equals this object. So I can do something like name. This is dynamic because hello. Because hello. And I can do something like 1 plus 7. Give it I. it looks somehow, right? Like, wait, no, what is this again? Actually, this looks silly, like a silly object, but I just want to show you like some new ways of declaring object properties, some dynamic ways of doing that. So in CSS, you can have, you can have something like this instead of the old ways of having some static properties. So we can have something dynamic that we can assign, something to, or we can do 1 plus 7. We can assign a name. We can do 1 plus 7 and have these dynamic, values. So let me show you how they work. So if I copy this and I go back into my console and I refresh and I do this, oops, I have name already. Let me just refresh this so that I know how we use. So while that is going, so I have this. If I do this, if I check objects now, you see that I have my objects and I have 8 property with the value of 5, which is 1 plus 7. And I have Fashola Tunde, which equals hello. That is this name, which is Tunde. So again, this is new ways of declaring properties. Very useful if you need to like calculate something, for the property value. But even cooler is being able to do something like, imagine you do something like this. Let me show you something else. So let's say we want to do, let's say we have, let me use let's for now, because I just have to like be using it so that you know that, okay, we are not going ahead with just one variable declaration, way. So let's say I want to have const here and I don't want this to change. So I'm going to use constant and we have another object C. So C is just going to be an empty object for now. So if we want to add, let's say we have another object here. So let me just do let object equals this. So if we want to add these particular items into this object, we will have to do it like this, like, okay, inside this object, I want A to be equals to whatever value A is out, and I want B to be equals to whatever value we have outside, and I want C to be equals to whatever value we have outside. So, sometimes you want the property to match the value. Like I want A to store barakat, I want B to store true, and I want C to store this particular empty object. If I do it like this, and we go back into our console, and I clear this off, and I do this, oops, OBJ has already been declared. Oh, so that means we have to refresh this. So if I refresh this, and I paste this, so we have this. So now if I check the object, we can see that we have A passed on to like this particular value here has been passed, which is A here, and true, which is true here, passed to this, and C is an empty object that has nothing. So If I want to do this in a dynamic way, what I can do with new JavaScript syntax is do it like this. We can do something like this. Instead of this, I can do something like let obj equals a b c. That is kind of simple, and you'll be like, read one, why? Well, with this, we can remove the declaration that we have with property and value. If they are the same, like here we have a to the a is the same, b to the b is the same, c to the c is the same. We can just keep it simple like this. If the name, like the property we have here, is the same thing as the name. For example, let's say we have let's say we want to have, let me give you an example. Let's say we want to have name of someone and the name is Ridwan. Okay, let's say we want to have Ridwan. We want to have his age also, which is just 17. And what else can we have for Ridwan? Let's say likes football, likes, oops, likes football. We can say that is true. So if we want to add this into an object, the same object too, let's say we create let person objects equals to object, and we want to have the name of that to be equals to whatever name that is outside. Oops. And we want to have likes football to be equals to whatever value likes variable likes football have, and the age inside this property to be equals to whatever age is outside. So if we do this, let me just reload this. So if we do this and I copy this, so if I go back here, if I paste this, it's going to work. But I just want to show us new ways of doing things. So if I do it this way, if I check the person object, we have this. The person object has this. But the best way, or maybe the new way we can do it, instead of having this repeated code, we can just delete, since they are the same. The property has the same name with the variable name. So we can just delete this. We can delete this. So if I do this now, this is still going to work. So let me just clear this. So if I do this now, and I check the person, if I check the person, you see that we still have it. That is going to work. So all these new ways are just ways to like do things, meaningfully, to do things, to write code in a very clean way, and to have just not to have repeated codes. If you remember the dry, what was it called? So we just want to like do it once. We don't want to like repeat ourselves. So you don't want to repeat yourself. So this is something that we are going to get to in the React section. It's going to become very, very useful, and just have to be excited. All right. So let's do one last thing, and we call it a day. I know I've taken a lot of our time today, but trust me, we are learning something useful, and